to get started from Livermore. Again, 9 a.m. local time here in the Pacific time zone.
And here we go, leading off the top of the first inning for
and Archie Wallace.
Number 3, Archie Wallace.
Digging into the batter's box. First offering from Shen is off the mark. So it's a 1-0. Mentioned the thousands of miles traveled by both of these teams. Over 8,000 for the guys from Adelaide here, as it's a reach, a swing, and a miss, and a 1-1 count to Wallace.
Yeah, that's a long way to travel for a baseball tournament. You mentioned at 9 a.m. here. I have no idea what time it is back in Australia, but I know it doesn't matter to these kids. They're excited to be here.
1-1, swung on the other way and foul, so 2 strikes on Wallace now. Perhaps some nerves going, Kevin, but you mentioned it earlier. This first game can get you off on the right foot, really set the stage for this week here.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of nerves, but at this age, the most important thing is you just got to throw strikes. You can't give up free base runners. Allow your defense to work, and as an offensive player, make the pitcher throw strikes.
Shen's 1-2, off the mark outside.
And that's a great pitch right there. When you attack the strike zone and you get ahead, you then can throw quality pitches. He just misses off the outside corner right there. Really good take by the batter.
2-2. Into the air, center field, drifting under and making the catch. Soha Kem reels it in for the first out.
Yeah, really good jump by the center fielder right there. He was shaded a little bit off to right center field, got a really good read and made that play look really routine.
Batting second for Australia, number 22, Archer Spratt.
So 1 away for Archer Spratt, nobody on. Now 0-1. Shen around the strike zone, if not directly in it. Like to see that. Now 1-1.
Yeah, especially at this age, when you could be around the strike zone, you're now forcing the batter to have to swing the bat. You see a lot of times in this tournament when the pitcher is unable to find the strike zone, hitters just go up there and they're really patient. They're able to get free base runners, and then you're able to, one hit can score multiple runs.
Good pitch on the inside corner. Now 2 strikes on Spratt. The setup was outside. That's where the pitch is.
Yeah, and when the catcher sets up really off home plate like that, when he's asking to go away, you're okay with the miss way off the plate. Sometimes you'll see a catcher just set up on the corner of the plate, and when he misses, the pitch is over the plate. He wanted that to be a ball. He was trying to get a chase there.
Two. Challenges him a bit more, and it's skied into right field for out number 2. Kengyul Kim making the catch. So a couple of batters faced for Shen, a couple of fly ball outs. And South Korea an out away from flipping this thing over and getting to the batter's box themselves.
I know Australia has nothing to really show for it in terms of base runners, but I love their approach right now. They're seeing quite a few pitches, they're swinging at the right ones, and they're putting the ball in play. At this level, putting the ball in play is the most important thing you can do.
Watchful eye by Ethan Zunchins, the 3rd batter for Australia. It's the shortstop.
Shortstop with good taste in music.
Yeah. Just off the mark, 2-0.
Especially with 2 strikes.
2-2. Zunchins lays off and works the count full. That's 3 balls in this 3-2 count. They've all been close.
That is a really close pitch. Pitcher does a decent job trying to sell it as a strike, but really good job by the batter laying off a tough 2-2 pitch right there.
Full count, Zunchins bounces it up the middle and it skips through into center. He reaches safely and puts the first base runner on in this Intermediate Baseball World Series.
A lot of times we'll talk about the actual result, getting on base, but that was really set up by the 2-2 pitch right there. Really quality pitch, lays off, gets a better pitch right here, and hits a hard ground ball up the middle for the first base runner of the tournament.
Brings up Zach Gratton, another left-handed batter. And a turn and a pickoff move to first for the base runner, Zunchins.
The thing I love about this age group, this tournament, this format, the fact that they can lead off and they can steal really is going to let you know how Australia, how confident they are. If they're going to push the envelope right here, force Korea to try to make some outs on the base pass, it'll be very interesting. 2 outs right here, runner at first base. Do they push the envelope a little bit and try to get a runner into scoring position early in this game?
Another take. And a 2-0. Yeah, it's a new thing for these guys at this age level. So,
yeah, and when you have base runners on with the lead, and even if they're not going to run, if they can appear like they're going to run, it puts an extra stress on the pitcher to not only hold the runner but also execute his pitches.
Spinner misses up and out, 3-0 to Gratton. And suddenly, after a couple of fly balls, it's a bit of a tricky situation for South Korea here.
Yeah, this is a perfect example of what we were just talking about here. He's able to kind of go through the first 2 hitters, be around the zone. Now he has the added pressure of holding a runner at first base. It's hard to focus on the runner, throw strikes, so that's why it's super important at this age to swing at the right pitches, put the ball in play, and put the pressure not only on the pitcher but the defense to make plays.
Shen unable to find the strike zone. That's ball 4. Now 2 aboard for Australia with 2 away. More approach success for Australia. Like you had said before, despite the first 2 batters getting out, still seeing a lot of pitches.
Yeah, early on when you're a leadoff guy, a number 2 guy, it's really important that you swing at the right pitches, you see some more pitches, but you're also letting your teammates know it's possible. We can put the ball in play off them. If the first 2 guys strike out, the next couple guys kind of go into a situation feeling like this guy might be unhittable.
And so after 20 pitches by Shin, we're going to get a switch for South Korea. So Jung,
3 outs at 20 pitches. This is the right decision by Korea.
Number 13,
Jung Kim is now the pitcher for South Korea. And something of a spot for the home team. Runners at first and second, 2 away. And a step off of the rubber. More concern for the base runners. Again, this is a new element to the game for these youngsters. And it's taken by Harding, 1-0.
Yeah, the fact that nobody was there in terms of infielder covering the base that's strictly on the pitcher being concerned about the base runners. It wasn't a call play. He just felt a little bit uncomfortable with the base runner's lead at second base. He steps off.
Harding steps into it but watches, and it evens the count 1-1. Now 2-1. More patience being exercised by Australia.
Yeah, great opportunity for Australia here. Team that's first time in this tournament. They got runners at first and second with 2 outs early in the game. Could kind of set the tone for the game.
Harding rips it on the ground over to second base. It's vacuumed up by Jihan Lee, and that executes the 3rd out. So we're through a half of a frame.
There was a time in Major League Baseball that it would be weird to say the pitcher was also leading off, and that's what makes Little League so special. But then we have this guy, Shohei Ohtani, who does it seemingly every 6th day now.
That's true.
Number 15.
Got away from him, 2-2. Little left-hander. Straight over the top. This is low, and now it's a full count.
Yeah, I think this is something you learn as a pitcher and a catcher right here. He threw 2 really good fastballs. He got some swings and misses. He wanted to try to go to a secondary pitch to try to get chase, but sometimes you got to just establish your fastball until guys can hit it.
He pumps a fastball, and that one's sent deep to center field, and it drops just shy of the fence. So Young-In Cho will hold up its 2nd, and the leadoff batter immediately into scoring position for South Korea.
Yeah, it's a really good job by the pitcher going 3-2, knowing he has to throw a strike. We talked about the importance of throwing strikes in this tournament, allowing them to put it in play. But just a really, really good swing right there by the batter. And the center fielder sitting up here, if he would have just kept his glove down a little bit longer and just stayed in his natural running motion, I think he would have got to that ball. He got the glove out there a little bit early, but we're also sitting in the opposite direction. I do believe that there's some sun in the center fielder's eyes right there. Very difficult play for a center fielder to make.
That's a great observation. Sun rising behind us as, again, it is 9:23 local time here in Livermore.
Yeah, and sometimes there's only so much you can do as an outfielder. You're kind of a victim of where the sun is at. You can only contort your body so much and block the sun so much.
Rolled over ground ball to first base is fielded for the out. So Kangmin Kim grounds out but advances the runner to 3rd.
Yeah, very important to be productive with the outs that you make in this tournament. The fact that he was able to hit the ball to the right side allows the runner from second base to easily advance to 3rd. Now we have a runner at 3rd base with 1 out. A lot easier to score a guy with a runner at 3rd base than there is at second base.
Center fielder Soha Kim, the batter. Big cut at it.
There's that fastball again. I know he gave up the double to center field, but it's hard to tell sitting up here, but it looks like he's got some really good velocity on that fastball. There hasn't been a lot of guys really timing it up. So if I'm the catcher here, I'm going up with the fastball in the zone.
Favorite thing about Little League for Soha Kim, hitting home runs and striking out batters. Infield in for Australia as that misses high, 1-1. You mentioned that leadoff batter, the double to center field. It was one of those things where Young-In Cho took a pretty good swing at the first pitch fastball, but then he got 3-2 and you kind of knew it was coming again. So it feels to me, Kevin, if Wallace can stay away from those situations where it's predictably going to be a fastball, it can be more effective for it.
Yeah, I have no problem throwing the off-speed 0-2, 1-2, but 2-2 is a count where it still can be a little bit unpredictable. You stay with the fastball right there because when you throw a ball and you get to a 3-2 count, the fastball becomes a lot more guaranteed, and you could tell the batter was geared up for the fastball. If he would have gone to the fastball in that 2-2 count, there's still this idea from a batter's perspective that it could be an off-speed pitch.
So the pitch fouled away by Kim. He's got 2-2. This would be a big second out if Wallace can get it and keep the runner at 3rd. Close take. And now it's another full count. So will it be the fastball from Wallace? And so if it is, does Kim anticipate that?
So I think this situation's a little bit different. You know, you don't want to walk the leadoff guy, but the fact that you do have a base open right here, he can still be a little bit unpredictable.
Forces a foul ball, keeps it 3-2.
Well-located fastball, I believe, can get the batter out here. It's just a matter of coming down to executing your pitches.
Infield remains in. Wallace another 3-2, drops low. And it's a called strike. The throw to first allows the runner to come in from third. So that was called a dropped third strike. Neither the batter nor the runner is thrown out by Australia, and South Korea takes a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused on what happened here. I'm sure, did the umpire call him out? So the catcher does the right thing, throwing down to first base. Tremendous read by the runner at third base here, but I think there's just a little bit of indecisiveness of what was actually happening here.
So here's another look at the pitch. Okay, yeah, and that popped out of the catcher's glove, so a called strike 3. That was run out by Soha Kim, and then the throw to first allowed the runner to score. Wow. Miss low and a throw back.
Yeah, we'll have to get a more clarification on what happened there. The only thing that I could think is that he called strike 3. The fact that catcher dropped the ball, he was telling the base runner he was allowed to run.
Well, you saw the look from Archer Spratt, the catcher, back to the home plate umpire as if to ask, hey, is this a situation where I need to throw to first? And to me, there was enough of a beat taken to where he got some sort of confirmation.
Yeah, that's the only thing that could have happened.
If it's ball 4, why do you throw?
Yeah, if it was ball 4, he wouldn't have thrown it. The umpire must have called strike 3 with the fact he didn't catch it.
There goes the runner from first, and Spratt's throw to second not in time, so Kim steals.
It's the first game for these umpires, too, as well, in this tournament, too. And it's a little bit unfortunate for Australia right there because the pitcher on the mound executed a great pitch right there, and it was just a little bit of maybe indecisiveness, a little bit of confusion between the catcher and the umpire there that led to the first run.
South Korean catcher Hyunjin Kim now with the runner in scoring position. The 2-1. Kim takes off again, and that one is crushed out to left field and over the fence, gone. A 2-run home run. Hyunjin Kim's long ball makes it 3-0 South Korea here in the first.
Yeah, what a tremendous swing by Kim right there. We've been talking about the foul.
And a big one for South Korea. Jihan Lee now the batter. Cleared base paths, one away. And Wallace hurls it in but misses 1-0. Packages a strike there, 1-1.
Yeah, Archie's past that 20 pitch limit that we saw Korea go to the bullpen. So it looks like this is his inning regardless.
Up and inside. Now 2-1. Now something too that you hear preached by coaches at this level too is you got to get that bat head down. It missed Jihan Lee's bat, but occasionally you can see that high and inside pitch. A batter ducks it, but it's a foul ball, or even sometimes it squares up and goes into play. Yeah,
that's the worst case scenario as a hitter. It's one, getting hit by the pitch. Second is feeling like you're going to get hit by the pitch and then it ends up hitting your bat. As a hitter, you're always trying to get the count into your favor. When it's an obvious ball like that and it hits your bat, it's a very frustrating thing as a hitter.
Good high fastball, gets a swing and a miss. Full count. And Jihan Lee skies it up into shallow right field. Catch is made, and there are 2 down. Tricky play for Will Fuller out there. You mentioned that sun earlier.
Yeah, great job between the right fielder and second baseman communicating right there. As a coach, you want both your guys being competitive, thinking it's their ball, but when you understand the priority of who has priority on fly balls, the right fielder coming in always has priority over the infielder. Really good job by the right fielder right there calling him off.
2 down for the new batter, Min Soo Kim. Shuffles out of the way, 1-0. Lets it rip, and it's foul, 1-1. It's drifted high, 2-1. Off the hands.
Really nice job coming back right there with a well-executed fastball. When it's your first time on a stage like this, playing on television, at a big tournament right here, you give up a home run in the first inning. It's hard to get your emotions intact. The fact that he's been able to kind of bounce back, throw strikes, it's really important for his team to get out of this inning, keeping it at 3 runs.
Chopped foul keeps it at 2-2. And we've got a loose ball that needs to get taken care of before we can resume. First pitch on the way for Wallace. Into the air. Foul ground right side. And not able to be squeezed by Brock Harding at first.
Yeah, you could tell the way he was looking up at that fly ball that sun is affecting him. What he could have done better there, and it's hard to battle the sun, but when you are facing an element such as a fence, it's really important that you go over and find where that fence is. The fact that he didn't stick his glove out and feel for the fence, he has no idea where that fence is. He actually had a little bit more room than he thought. This is something that his coaches will continue to work on with him. Find the fence, then you know where you're at kind of in space. If you're going over towards the fence with no idea, you don't know if it's 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps away, and it makes it really difficult to catch that ball.
Inside now, a full count.
We're kind of creeping up on that next level of pitch eligibility too at 35 pitches. Very important that he's able to get out of this inning.
9th pitch gets a swing and a miss from Min Soo Kim. Wallace caps off the bottom of the first with a strikeout, but South Korea strikes first. Off by Hyunjin Kim, the South Korea catcher. So now we get to the second half of the batting order for Australia. Harrison Malik is one of the extra hitters who leads things off. Says he likes to cook. Kevin, at 13 years old, were you cooking much?
Do you consider cereal cooking?
Yeah, that's it. I was cooking up Lucky Charms with, you know, a cup of 2% in there. Into the air foul, so now 2-1 to Malik.
But I do enjoy it now. And I think, you know, we talked a little bit earlier about kind of the breathing. And I think the idea that at 13 years old he enjoys cooking, I think is just telling you how far the game has advanced. That a 13-year-old understands if I can make quality food for myself, I can get big and strong and potentially live my dream.
That's an interesting point. I think you're maybe onto something there.
Because for me, really in college is when I really started, and I was away from home for the first time, but really is when I started cooking, because I started understanding if I am able to cook good food, put some muscle mass on, that I could, you know, potentially do what I ended up doing as, you know, a profession.
Yeah. A lot more attention paid to the nutrition aspect of all this, and that works its way down. Good take. Malik walks to lead things off for Australia.
That's a tough pitch to lay off as a hitter right there, but Australia has shown command of the strike zone for the entirety of this game so far.
Brings up Harvey Ingram, the center fielder. First pitch swinging, and it's 0-1. Haven't seen a lot of that out of the Australian hitters.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea as the hitter. You know, he walks the leadoff batter. You know he wants to get back in the strike zone. It's very similar to leading off the game. You know you're probably going to get a fastball. He wants to be in the strike zone.
Throw back at the runner, but Malik back to the bag.
Got to be extra careful with the left-handed pitcher on the mound right there. If you are going to steal, you just got to go. As soon as he moves, you got to go. But if you are not stealing, you got to make sure he goes home. Good adjustment right there by the base runner.
Cam gets a wave and a miss. Ingram's count now 0-2.
Very important for the young audience out there that are listening here. When you get a swing like that as a pitcher and you're 0-2, you do not need to try to make the pitch better. Just go back and repeat the same pitch. We have this tendency to want to try to do it better.
Close, but just off. Now 1-2.
That's a perfect
That's
example
basically
right there.
the same pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, he just made sure that he didn't miss over the plate. If you miss a little bit off the plate right there with an 0-2 count, that's well executed right there. But he didn't try to do more. He didn't try to change the shape. He didn't try to spin it more, take anything off. He just threw a good pitch.
It's contact, and it is just foul. Tight quarters down the lines, first and third base. And not a big backstop here either. So most of it's contacted in the air in foul ground, I would say, is going to find a way to escape the field of play. That one sails away, 2-2.
If you're Australia right now, too, you can't think about scoring 3 runs. You just got to continue to have good at-bats, try to get base runners on, and chip away little by little.
On the ground weakly to second base. Lee picks up and gets the lead runner at second. Poised play by the South Korea infield.
Yeah, great play by the second baseman right there. Ball wasn't hit really hard, and he has a choice right here. Do I try to get the lead runner out? Do I go to first base? Really good job getting his body in position to make that throw to second base right there. And as a base runner there, you can't take anything for granted right there. You got to come in, slide at second base. You never know what's going to happen. The base runner almost felt like he was going to make a play to first base, but second baseman does a really good job getting his body around.
Oh, and they picked off that runner at first. New territory for Harvey Ingram, who reached on the fielder's choice. He hadn't seen the move yet. And this might be reviewed.
We're going to get our first review.
I think that is the case. Ruling on the field is that the runner was picked off and is out at first. So this is officially under review again. Call on the field, out at first base. Another look at it.
Tough to tell from that angle right here, but we talked about the importance with a left-handed pitcher on the mound. If you're not running in that situation, which he clearly wasn't right there, your first step can't be towards the next base. You almost have to take a step back towards first base. The left-handed pitcher has the ability to make it look like he's going to go home, but come over to first base. Secondly, as a base runner, it's very important that you dive back head first into the base. It makes it much tougher on the first baseman to tag you.
This is actually not as clear as I thought it was in real time, Kevin.
That last view right there, I'm hoping for the base runner standpoint that he was able to get his foot back in there.
And this is an unofficial ruling. These are the sign guys, as they are known here in Livermore. With every review, somehow they get access to the video. Cole, Todd, and Jim have adjudicated it amongst themselves.
I'm going to get our research department to find out what their actual percentage is that they're right.
So here's another look at it, and the more we see this, Kevin, I'm starting to believe that Ingram got his foot back to the bag before a tag was applied. The throw beat him.
I'm there with you. The more that I saw it, in real time I thought he was out. The first couple replays I thought he was out. Now that I've seen it more, I do believe he gets his foot back in there. And I've been in this situation before. It is an awful feeling as a base runner. You work extremely hard to get on first base. You get picked off. It goes to review. Your heart's beating out of your chest right now. You're hoping, please, please find a way to allow me to be safe. 19 out of 22 last year. Started seeing Korea kind of take advantage of it. I'm going against them early on in this tournament. The first challenge, you know, recent history tells you that they got a pretty high percentage of them right.
How about that within moments, Kevin? You asked, hey, unofficially, officially, whatever it may be, what's the hit percentage for these guys out here? And we got it just like that.
19 out of 22. That's pretty good. And maybe we just need to hire these guys full time because this review is taking a little bit longer.
Yeah,
they did it really quickly, and 19 out of 22 is a pretty good percentage.
If you can hit 19 out of 22 across a large sample size and you can get it within a minute every time,
86%. I'm trying to get 19 out of 22 fairways hit when I play golf. That's my goal.
I don't know, though. This being our first encounter with the sign guys this year, I think I'm calling them into question.
And if you're watching the replay right here, it's a very difficult decision for the umpire. He's blocked out by the base runner right there. You can't blame the umpire for making that call because the ball beat him there. But after review,
it's overturned. So the runner is, in fact, safe at first.
The runner is safe, and the sign guys are now 0-1 on the year. They have a long way to go this year to get back to 86%.
It's a long week, guys. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it.
All right, base runner. Take a deep breath right now. Take a deep breath.
And they'll go right back to the well. Another pickoff move. Ingram back.
Don't blame him one bit for going right back over there.
It's in the dirt, and Ingram able to take second.
Baseball is a very funny game. They say it's a game of inches. Little things lead to big things lead to little things. The fact that he's ruled safe, he's now able to advance 90 feet from scoring Australia's first run of this game. We talked about in the early innings, Looked like the pitcher just slipped a little bit. He's been really good executing his pitches. It looked like he threw a changeup right there, got his spike caught a little bit, threw it a little bit short of the plate. Catcher tries to pick it.
Or even a miss, 1-1. The other thing for the pitcher, Kim, here too, Kevin, is he's not been throwing pitches consistently for the last little bit, right? Between pickoff moves, the longer review. He's kind of got to get back into a rhythm. And on the hands, a swing and a miss.
That's a really good point. You know, anytime there's a review and it kind of takes a little bit of time, it gets the pitcher out of rhythm a little bit. The fact that, sorry, I was seeing with the umpires were, I don't know if someone was on the field or they were trying to get someone down to the bullpen, but they stopped the play. But yeah, but back to your point, when you have that long break, pitchers are so much about being in rhythm, catching the ball, throwing it, maybe occasionally picking off, but he spent a lot of time picking over the bases. He had a long delay. He needs to find a way to get back into a rhythm right here.
That's his 20th pitch. It misses inside and bounces to the backstop, so Ingram from second to third, and suddenly that overturned call looms large here.
Yeah, and back to your point too, the fact that there was a little bit of a lengthy time, he didn't spend really any time trying to warm up in between innings. You could kind of just tell he's lost his rhythm a little bit. Catcher set up away, he throws it inside. It's extremely difficult for the catcher who is setting up on the outside part of the plate to have to reach all the way across home plate, make a play right there.
Now 2-2. Full count.
It'll be very interesting. You pointed out the shorter backstop right here. It's very easy to advance from first to second, second to third, but as there's a runner at third base, the fact that there's not a lot of room behind the catcher to the backstop, it's going to be a tough decision on a base runner at third base to go or not to go.
Reaching swing and a miss, and Flynn Dino is retired for out number 2.
Hey, good battle, man. Good battle.
Big out for South Korea right there. You have a left-on-left matchup. Obviously a little bit more difficult for the hitter right there. Having to stay in there, seeing a ton of off-speed, just really well-executed pitch right there.
And South Korea is going to make a change on the mound with 2 away and the runner at third. That's Sung Hyun Moon coming. You need 1 full day of rest, and so on and so on. So Jung Kim, who just exited the game, just got just over 20. So he is in that threshold where he would require 1 day of rest. And so now it's the 9th batter of the order for Australia, Will Fuller. Heads to the plate with a big opportunity. Runner at third, 2 away.
Great time to drive in a run right here. First at bat of the tournament.
Wastes no time, letting it rip, and sends it foul.
There's always this tell you can have on a hitter, the way he walks up to home plate. He just screamed the guy who was ready to try to drive in a run first pitch.
This guy's got some villa.
I mean, no runs yet for Australia, but they've had opportunities. They've had base runners. They had 2 reach in the first, saw a lot of pitches. They've had 2 reach so far here in the second.
Yeah, and that could be a little bit of nerves. We talked about Australia first time being here. The experience that Korea has versus Australia is showing a little bit early in this game. But everything could change with 1 swing of the bat.
Called strike that pops away from the catcher, Kim.
Be ready for it. Come on. Hey, getting to work now. Here you go, kid. Getting to work, Will. Hey, Tanner.
Ingram, the runner at third. Fuller watches strike three, and it retires the side.
That's a long flight, regardless of how tall you are. 8,104 miles to get here.
Sung Hyun
On more than one inning, you got to be very efficient with your pitches.
this inside, and I should clarify, and so both of the pitchers who have thrown and exited the game for South Korea are eligible to pitch with no rest because the count is 20 or fewer. But if you go over on your last batter, then it reverts back to the number of pitches you were at.
It's when you start the batter.
Yep, it's when you start the batter is the best way to put it. Sword.
I do love that rule. It protects coaches from overusing their players, but I do love the fact that if you are efficient with your pitches, say you're at 18 or 19, they allow you to try to get out of an inning.
Now 3-2. You can just imagine formerly before that rule change too, the mid-batter pitching changes because of the exact number of pitches you're at. And it's just, that's to a point where it's maybe counterintuitive. Full count outside, it's ball four. Kim walks, one aboard with one away.
Number 17,
First plate appearance for Sojin Choi. Bratton to the plate. And it's a called strike. Spratt was ready to pop up and make a throw. Back to the bag safely.
Yeah, he had a good sizable lead right there. As a base runner, someone who stole a lot of bases, the pitcher is going to kind of dictate what you can do. Pitcher on the mound being 6'2" at 13 years old, doesn't have the quickest feet out there, so look for the base runner to expand his lead a little bit.
Kim takes off. It misses behind the batter. Kim easily takes second.
That was really good by Kim right there because he got out there early on that first pitch with this lead. He saw the pick over to first base. You have a 6'2" kid on the mound. The feet aren't super quick. He could tell that he could get a little bit more with his lead right there. I watched him take his lead. He got a couple extra steps. As soon as the pitcher picked up his leg, he took off, stole the base pretty easily.
One and one to Choi. Fouled back.
I would imagine there's a lot of advantages being 6'2" at 13 years old. But there's also some disadvantages. You grow at that rate and you're that big, your feet and your brain are so far apart that it's hard to connect them a little bit. You have a little bit slower feet, but you could tell how big and strong he is, the arm speed that he has.
Give and take for sure. With two strikes, he bounces it across. Spratt stops it in front of him, but Kim able to move to third.
Really good job by the catcher right there, putting his body in front, getting down in the dirt, blocking that ball. There's really not much he could do right there. Just really good read by Kim at second base. When you're a runner at second base and you're not stealing, what you are looking for is that downward angle towards the dirt. And when you see it, you got to have confidence to take off.
Breaking ball drops in, and it's a called strike three.
We talk about a game of adjustments. It's not just for the players, it's for the umpire as well too. A much more emphatic call right there. Really well executed pitch right there. We talked about his ability to spin the ball. And can we go back on that replay right there? Because he has got a very interesting grip on that curveball. His entire hand is on that ball, and I think that's how he's able to take so much speed off that pitch. It's a very unique pitch. It's not something you see a ton of Major League Baseball players do. I think there was a guy in the WBC that you could see his entire hand is on the ball. Typically with a curveball, you're going to have your thumb underneath the ball and maybe 2 other fingers on the ball. The fact he has all 4 fingers or all 5 fingers on the ball, it's almost like a changeup and a curveball combination.
What do you call that? A churve?
Not quite the churve. There was a guy, and I'll have to look it up on the commercial break. There was a player who actually struck out Shohei in the WBC from Australia. He was like a 38-year-old electrician, and he threw that pitch. But it was so slow, it wasn't something Shohei had ever seen before. So maybe it's something that they teach in Australia, especially if maybe your hands aren't as big on the baseball, to have a little bit more control. But a very unique grip on the ball. Obviously very effective in the ability to spin the ball, but also change the speed of the baseball.
Seung Hook Kim now with 2 strikes. He fought off 1. Another 0-2. The breaking ball inside corner, strike 3.
There we go.
LLWS. A fine start to our day 1 here in Livermore. As Australia back to the plate for the top of the 3rd inning. It's the bottom of their order, hitters 10, 11, and 12 in this continuous batting order. Both teams in this case with 12 hitters today. First pitch to Angus Deere is a called strike. Chopped foul, now 0-2. Deere's favorite player is Trout.
I love that for him too. What I was thinking is, Angus Deere, there's some people that are just blessed with a great name that you know they're going places in life. And Angus Deere is one of those names.
Sky's the limit. He could do anything. Watches for ball 1.
He clearly has good taste in Major League Baseball players too.
Another good take, and it's 2-2 to Deere.
You noticed a little bit of deception on the South Korean pitcher right there. Very slow and methodical with his delivery. Has a little bit of a pause at top. It's a little bit difficult for hitters to time up.
It's a swing and a miss. The throw to first is in time. And that's now 3 consecutive strikeouts for South Korea pitching. 2 of them executed by Moon.
And we talked about his slow, methodical delivery, tough for the hitters' time, but look at the action on that. That almost looks like a split finger changeup right there. So much action, it's difficult for the catcher to receive right there. Really good job finding the ball, delivering a strike to first base for the first out.
There's a strike.
Yeah, we saw a much more patient but aggressive Australia team. I talked about kind of the deception the pitcher has right here. It looks like he's throwing the hitter's timing off a little bit. When do I get started? When is a good time for me to get my leg up? Pitchers do a really good job of changing the hitter's timing. The fact that he's really slow, he has that pause up top, you could kind of tell the hitters are trying to calculate when is it time for me to start.
Strike 3, and a tag applied. It does not require a throw as a result. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Moon.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job throwing strikes, using that deception, understanding that the hitters are not seeing him really well. Sometimes when the hitters don't see you well, you just continue to pound the strike zone.
Short hop and foul ground dug up, but it is strike one.
It's also really important when there is some deception on the mound. When you're the hitter that is coming up next, you're making sure that you're getting your timing off him. You should probably already have seen 3-4 pitches before you get into the batter's box.
Swung on and fouled away by Jack Blanton. He's got 0-2 now. 12th batter in the order for Australia, so after him it goes back up to Archie Wallace, who led off the game. Two. Moon sends it top shelf, and it's taken 1-2.
Yeah, Moon looks like he's in total command on the mound right there. He's trying to throw to a very small spot right there, just missed it. He's okay missing with that pitch.
Another chopper, and it stops in foul ground, so it keeps it at 1-2. Yeah, these Australian hitters against Moon, if they've made contact, it's been kind of that weak, non-direct stuff that doesn't go very far in foul ground.
Yeah, and everything's been to the opposite side, which is telling you that most hitters are late on his fastball.
And with 2 strikes, there's a grounder into fair territory. Easy play at first for Kang-Min Kim to retire this side. We go to the bottom of the third, still 3-0. Ji-Hoon Shin, the first of them, will lead things off. He's the starting pitcher for South Korea. Zach Gratton continues on the mound for Australia and gets a first pitch strike call. Gratton consecutive punch outs to get out of the second inning. Swung on and missed, 0-2. Took that big cut. Cho said, hey, something's not right.
Yeah, it sounds a little heavy.
Yeah. Now 2-1. Breaking ball just inside. He's gotten that to drop in on the inside corner a lot today.
Yeah, it's such a good, unique pitch that he has right there. For him being 6'2", he doesn't necessarily use his height to his advantage from a higher release point. He does have a little bit lower slot, but that lower slot allows him to be very effective with, I guess we're going to call it a curveball.
Yeah. You didn't like my churve suggestion, so.
No, a churve.
We'll
Churve is great. I happen to play with a guy who threw a churve, and it was a slightly different grip, but we'll go with churve.
Yeah, it's a variation of it. 3-2 to Cho. Ball 4. Cho reaches for the second time in as many appearances at the plate today. Now South Korea will try their hand at a 2-out rally.
Meeting on the mound right here. I think, obviously, I've played for a long time. I'm now retired. You learn a lot of things through experience of playing, and they're still young enough where you're going to learn certain things and certain counts and what you're supposed to do. Right there, him going to a curveball right there, 3-2, 2 outs, no one on base. That is a very important time where you have to trust your fastball command and just force the hitter to have to swing the bat. Trust your defense right there. Not every pitch can be a strikeout pitch. Sometimes you have to just say, you know what? I'm going to allow him to put it ball in play. I got 8 guys behind me that are going to help me out. And maybe that's what the pitching coach or the head coach comes out right there and goes, trust your stuff. Trust the defense behind you. You haven't done this inning by yourself. You've gotten 2 ground balls. Continue to be in the strike zone.
Taken by Kang-Min Kim. He hit a ground ball to first his first time up in the first inning. Bratton steps off the backside, throws to first, get the runner back in time.
So right now, pitcher, catcher, you have a decision right now. The base runner kind of tipped his hand a little bit. When his first move is towards second base, he's letting everyone know that he's thinking about stealing.
Pitch misses inside. Spratt got a piece of it with the glove, but can't pull it in, so the runner goes to second anyway.
And look at the result wasn't there, but the thought process, the adjustment by the pitcher was there. The fact that he went to a slide step and not the high late kick lets you know that he understands what he saw when he picked over there. Did he execute the pitch? No. But was his thought process right? Absolutely.
Kim takes outside, 3-0.
Here's another important thing too. Right now you have a runner at second base with 2 outs. Your focus needs to be on the batter. You have to believe in your ability to get this hitter out right now. Even if he steals third base, he can't score unless the guy gets a hit. So right now you have to bear down, throw strikes, worry a little bit less about the runner at second base. Allow your middle infielders to kind of keep the base runner close. Focus on your catcher's glove, execute pitches right here. The runner at second base doesn't matter.
That was pitch number 35 for Gratton. He gets a bouncer over the middle to second base. Throw from Dynelt is there in time at first to retire the side. Runner stranded, still 3-0. South Korea leads through 3. Sung Hyun Moon back out onto the mound for South Korea. So this will be the first time he has faced these batters at the top of the Australian order, beginning with Archie Wallace. 0 for 1 with a fly ball to center, and now an 0-1 count after the swing and miss. Another swing, and again Wallace can't connect. Strike 3.
A really well executed fastball right there. He's just been doing that since he's taken the mound. He's had a lot of confidence in his fastball. He's been able to throw it where he wants. It's been really tough for the Australian hitters to catch up with that fastball.
4th strikeout for Moon, and he is done as both of these teams appear to be playing out different strategies. 20 pitch threshold is where South Korea is going to substitute their pitchers.
Yeah, you mentioned different strategies, and everyone, all the coaches probably come with an idea of what they want to do. Clearly, South Korea is trying to stay at that 20 pitch, and they want their pitchers to be available to come back tomorrow. Where we've seen Australia, if it's not broke, don't fix it. They're allowing guys to go a little bit deeper into that pitch count. It could be that, one team feels like they have a little bit more pitching depth. The other team feels like they want to keep everyone available. But that's the unique thing when you come to a tournament like this, the kind of strategy that each manager has.
So Moon moves positions after facing 5 batters and fanning 4 of them. And we've got some shuffling. Hyunjin Kim, who hit the 2-run home run in the first inning and was the catcher to start this contest, is now the pitcher. He works with Soha Kim behind the plate. Again, the thresholds here. Seemingly, Australia is going to utilize the 35 pitch threshold and be okay with having to rest guys one day after outings. So far, South Korea has played it very tightly on that 20 pitch threshold. So perhaps as they go throughout the week, Kevin, they're looking to kind of have the same blueprint, almost an inning per pitcher as they make their way through this tournament.
We've talked about South Korea being here before, multiple years. They know what the tournament format looks like. They know as you get deeper into the tournament how valuable fresh arms are. You could tell that they're kind of almost babying the idea of we want to keep everyone available.
Hard hit, backhanded play from shortstop and a strong throw. Young-in Cho with a great defensive play for out number 2.
Yeah, that's a tremendous play right there. Really hard hit ball right there in the 6-hole. Really good job by Cho getting around this ball, getting his backhand, getting his feet set, and a really strong, accurate throw. The base runner is indicating he might be safe. He had no idea the shortstop had that type of arm.
Ethan Zuntjens now the batter for Australia with 2 away. Zuntjens reached on an error his first time up. That was in the first inning. He hit a bouncer up the middle, that time opposite way, a foul ball.
Well, just think about from our perspective, this is our second time doing this together, how much more prepared or how much we know now, because we've done it before. The South Korean team's been through this tournament before. Yeah. They know what it's like when you have to play multiple games in the same day and you get deeper in the week. They understand how to use their pitching. Where Australia is here for the first time, and rightfully so, they're playing to win this game. If they have a guy on the mound that they feel like is effective, that gives them the best opportunity to win, they're going to kind of figure out how to piece the tournament together, where Korea's kind of come in with this game plan already.
Fouled back, now 2-2 to Zuntjens. Whose favorite player you saw, Curtis Mead.
You love to see it.
Well, it matters, right? You think about yourself at 13 years old. Who were the guys you looked up to? Probably the ones within proximity.
Absolutely.
The ones who gave you an indication that someone who is from where you are from could do it.
No doubt. I mean, I grew up in Southern California, so I was a Dodger fan, but people always ask me who was like the guy that you know, was kind of your role model. But to me, it was Vin Scully. When he talked about guys, not only for the Dodgers, but other teams that were, you know, from high schools nearby, it made me a believer that I could do it too.
Spinner misses high.
So for these kids from Australia, when they start to see this influx of Australian players get to the major leagues, it makes them a believer that they can do it too.
Full count, Kim's pitch, laced out to center field, but right to a man. And it retires the side. Still nothing doing for Australia.
Think about a perfect day for baseball, a morning for baseball. Blue skies, warm, a slight breeze. It just almost makes me want to come out of retirement to go play just one last time.
Our central representatives from Fargo, North Dakota, taking this one in.
They definitely have an appreciation for the weather, because I know how cold it can get in North Dakota.
Be able to catch them in action a bit later this week. So-ha Kim, the leadoff batter, as it's 3-4-5 in the order for South Korea. And he was hit by the first pitch. Zach Gratton still out there on the mound for Australia.
Yeah, always a scary thing when you get a ball up and in. It looked like, very fortunately, it just grazed kind of that C-flat part of the helmet right there. Goes with that fastball that kind of gets away with him. And yeah, it looks like it just grazed the helmet. You talked about earlier in the game the importance of kind of turning your back and lowering the bat. Thankfully, the South Korean hitter was able to turn away from that pitch.
Runner takes off. First pitch swinging. Hyunjun Kim fouls it away. Kim with a 2-run home run back in the first inning that got this one started on the right foot for South Korea.
Looked like he was trying to hit a second one right there.
And there's a move to first. Here's another look at the home run from the first inning by Kim.
Just a nice, easy, smooth, flat swing right there. And when he hit it, he knew he got it. That ball got out in a hurry.
Grattan with an 0-1. Again fouled back after his teammate had taken off from first. You saw him laughing. The two are kind of exchanging.
Yeah, he's probably telling his teammate at first base, hey, did you not see my first at bat? Just stay put. You don't have to run. I'll let you trot around the bases.
Grattan's got him 0-2 though. Runner takes off. And it's a foul ball.
Well, what it is to be young. 3 consecutive steal attempts right there. And I'm probably going to say he's probably going to go a 4th time.
He stays put at first, and the pitch misses up and inside.
We've talked about 2 different kind of strategies right here. We're looking at a pitcher with 41 pitches, but has been very effective.
There goes the runner, Kim. It's off the handle and floats down to the ground, foul.
Yeah, at this point, you got to wonder, are the hitter and the guy at first base, are they friends? Or is he doing this on purpose?
Hyunjin Kim battling with 2 strikes. He's fouled off a couple. There goes the runner again, and again it's fouled out of play.
I really like what I've seen in these 2 at-bats from Kim. Obviously, it's easy to say I love the home run swing, but there's a very aggressive swing right there with 2 strikes. But we've also seen the curveball, him kind of do whatever he has to do to fight it off. It's not just he's swinging for the fences. He looks like he has really good ability to hit, fight off tough pitches.
7th pitch to Kim. Runner goes again. He takes, and it's a called strike 3. Soha Kim moves to second on the stolen bag.
Yeah, you drop a perfect 0-2 pitch right here. This fastball starts off the plate and kind of runs back over the plate, freezes Kim at the plate. A much needed first out right there.
So Hakim finally got to advance to second base. So runner in scoring position for Jihan Lee. Kim takes off again, trying to steal third, and he's in safely.
Very aggressive base running from Kim right there. They say if you don't succeed the first time, try again, but he just didn't give up on the second try. He went 8 times. But he's obviously got a very good feel for what he wants to do when he's on the bases. Him getting on base, he feels like he can advance, be super aggressive, steals third base pretty easily right there.
Line drive out to center field, and it drops. So Kim trots in from third and makes it 4-0 South Korea as Lee gets to second on the hit.
And that's the importance of once you're able to get on base right there, if you feel confident in stealing bases and advancing right there, regardless of what happened in the outfield right there, that was going to score a run regardless. In terms of the center fielder right there, you have to understand how deep you are in the outfield right there. Right there, he understands there's a runner at third base. He's probably thinking, I might have to make a play home right there. Takes his eye off maybe to see what the runner's doing. Misplays the ball a little bit right there. Understanding your position in the outfield, how deep you are. He was probably too deep to make a play right there. Your focus becomes on the baseball, make a play, kind of concede that runner going from third to home.
Min Soo Kim, 0 for 1 with a strikeout so far. There goes the runner, and that is yanked high and deep. No doubt about it, it's gone. Another 2-run shot for South Korea, and now the lead is 6-0.
That's just a really compact swing right there. Gets a pitch right over the heart of the plate. Beautiful swing and does not miss it. And he hit that ball a long way. When that ball left his bat, there was nobody in this stadium that didn't think this ball was going to go out.
Second 2-run homer of the day for South Korea. And it's another 3-spot here in the 4th, but they've still got 2 outs to work with.
We've talked a little bit about Australia's first time here, the inexperience. Both times we've seen these home runs have come off of kind of mistakes, right? And when you don't have the experience of playing at this magnitude, it's easy to kind of compound a mistake, lose a little bit of focus, your attention goes somewhere else. Both home runs have come off of kind of one by the misplay by the catcher, the other one by the center fielder right here. That's just lack of experience, where the South Korean team has been here before and they're able to capitalize on those mistakes.
2-0 the count as Moon takes another on the 50th pitch by Zach Gratton.
And despite nothing really going Australia's way right now, the game is still within reach. Right now, you got to kind of dig deep. You got to take some deep breaths. Understand, we still got 3 turns to hit. We still got 9 outs to work with. We got to just kind of execute our pitches right here. Get the offense back up there with this game still within reach.
Ball 4, Sunghyun Moon reaches for the first time today.
Time!
And a timeout called from the Australia dugout. Andrew Kuzner is the head coach.
That's familiar with, the rules of picking off and how to kind of mitigate the run game. South Korea is kind of exposing it a little bit.
1-1 to Kim, who walked his first time up today. Squared to bunt, but didn't go after it, so it misses outside 2-1. Offered at it, that's strike 2.
Be interested here to see if Australia brings the infield in. Down 6 runs right now, a little bit later in the game, but it looks like they're going to keep the infield back.
Yeah, conventional depth. Malik's 2-2 is off the mark, and it's a full count. Ball 4, and they're at the corners. Consecutive walks, including the hit batter to begin this frame. 3 free passes.
Yeah, in a tournament like this, at this age group, you got to continue to pound the strike zone, trust your defense. Even if the defense behind you makes mistakes, doesn't make plays, you have to continue to put a lot of trust in your teammates right here. You can't allow free passes, especially with the way South Korea is running the bases.
Big lead for Kim at first. He goes for second. The throw down. Intercepted at short. Back to home plate. And the tag not applied. So Moon scores. It's 7-0 South Korea.
Really well executed by Australia right there, knowing that South Korea is going to be aggressive. They have a play on to throw to this short cutoff man right here. Shortstop does a great job delivering the strike home. And just an even better slide by the base runner right there. I think it's closer. Very good call by the umpire right there.
Now a runner at third again. And the batter, Sojun Choi, perhaps looking to bunt, still just one out.
There was a time many years ago where that base runner would have been out because the catchers were taught to be a little bit more aggressive and kind of putting that shin guard down in front of home plate. The rules have changed a little bit where the catcher can block the plate. It allows the base runner to be even more athletic and kind of maneuver around the tag.
2-1 to Choi. Fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
At some point, too, Australia and their coaches are going to have to make a decision. Down 7 runs in the 4th inning right now. Do you feel confident if the batter's able to put a ball in play right here to give up another run? I'm surprised the infield isn't playing in right here to try to eliminate that run from scoring.
Malik's 2-2 elicits a swing and a miss. And that's strike 3, a big second out with that runner at third.
And that's one way to take care of it. Infield, stay back. I'll take care of it on the mound right there. Sometimes you just got to bear down deep, execute a pitch right there. Well executed fastball down and away. Still the best pitch in baseball.
Seung Hoo Kim tries to bunt, pops it up foul territory, and it drops. Wasn't up there long. Spratt didn't really know where it was until it fell.
That's an extremely difficult position for the catcher to be in right now. He's got all the gear on. He's focused on having to block a ball if it's in the dirt, runner at third base. He's calling the game. That ball's popped up. He's got all this iron he's got to look through. You got to try to get that mask off as soon as possible. Hope the pitcher can kind of point you in the direction, but that ball didn't have a lot of hang time right there. Very difficult play for the catcher.
Sails high, 2-1. I think I said Spratt. I believe that's Harding behind the plate now for Australia. We've had some, with the pitching changes, some defensive maneuvering. Gets by him into the backstop, play at the plate, and the run scores. It's a short backstop, but Kim took off with good enough of a jump to come in and make it 8-0.
Yeah, it's hard as the pitcher. You're trying to execute your pitch. He was a little late covering right there. He misses just up in the zone right there. Tough pitch for the catcher to receive right there. Pitcher's a little bit late recovering, covering home plate right there. Allows the 8th run to score and try to trick him. Throw your best fastball over the plate, make him earn it.
Fought off. And the count stays full.
Great job by the batter right there, too. The more times that you can kind of spoil a really good pitch by the pitcher, it's hard to repeat it as a pitcher.
And ball 4. So leadoff batter is aboard for South Korea. That's now 5 of the last 6 batters for them drawing walks.
It would be a big problem regardless, but when you have the aggressive base running of South Korea and you're turning those walks into extra base hits, it becomes a really big problem.
Tim back to the bag safely on the pickoff.
But I love to see the adjustment right here by Australia. When you know a team's going to be super aggressive running the bases, you're going to have to show the ability to throw over to first base. Change your delivery. He used the slide step right there. Much like trying to make a batter uncomfortable by changing your timing, you have to do the same thing with the base runner. Most stolen bases at the higher levels are because pitchers fall into patterns. Not necessarily because they're timed to home plate. They do the same thing over and over. And when I know what the pitcher's going to do, I can start leaning. I can leave a little bit early because I know what he's going to do. When you start to become a little bit more unpredictable as a pitcher, when you're going to pick late kick versus slide step, it's very difficult.
Hard on the ground, and it pops up off of the bag at third. No chance at a play because it went so high into the air. So everybody's safe there at first and second. It is a laced single right at third base for Young and Cho.
Yeah, very fortunate, but also unfortunate for Australia, because if that ball goes over the base, it's probably extra base hits. But I also believe that that ball is a couple feet to the right. Third baseman's able to backhand that, make a play either at second or first base. But it ends up going right off the corner of the base, pops straight up. Very fortunate that it doesn't go into the outfield for extra base hits. Got a ball on the field.
Yeah, loose ball on the field. Umpiring crew quickly on it as Kang-Min Kim back into the batter's box. Called strike. That one's upstairs, 1-1. Again, hard to the left side of the infield, knocked down at third base, but slow developing after that, so everybody's safe again, bases loaded.
A very well struck ball right there, going the opposite way right there. Very fortunate third baseman's able to get a glove on this ball. Otherwise, a run's probably coming in here, but very just short, compact swing. At a young age, it's very easy to want to get pool happy. Try to get a ball close to you, try to pull it. The fact he's able to hit a ball hard the opposite field, really good approach right there.
And a pitching change on the way for Australia here as players move around the defensive alignment. Ingram comes in from center field. Harrison Malik will play out there after leaving the mound.
I think it's one of my most favorite things about this age group and Little League is you don't just have an army of guys in your bullpen ready to go. It's like, hey, my center fielder's coming in to pitch. I might take my second baseman, move him to center field. Like, everyone plays every position. I think it's so great at this age that everyone is able to do pretty much everything they need to do on a baseball field.
Flynn Dynell, the one getting loose to pitch next for Australia. He was the starting second baseman, to your point.
It's a beautiful thing.
So South Korea up 8-0. A reminder of the run rule that is in effect. 2 in scoring position. South Korea would need 2 to polish off a run rule victory, making it 10-0 before the conclusion of the 5th.
Yeah, really tough position. Hopefully the middle guys could turn 2.
First pitch to Seo-ha Kim. And he was hit by the pitch as the ruling. That'll bring in a run. That makes it a 9-0 South Korea lead. It's the second time today Kim's been hit by pitch. Now it brings up Hyunjin Kim, who hit the 2-run homer in the first. And he turns on the first pitch he sees and sends it foul.
Yeah, he walks up to the plate with a ton of confidence, as would I, after his first at-bat of this tournament, going way out to left center field.
Kim shuffles out of the way, 1-1. Struck out his last time up after battling with 2 strikes, and he strokes that one to shallow left center. Out from shortstop, the play is made. So that's 1 away. And bases remain loaded.
That's a really good job right there. The pitch before he throws in off the plate allows him to move Kim's feet in the batter's box, makes him feel a little bit more comfortable. Then he comes back with a strike on the inner half, is able to get in on his hands a little bit, gets him to pop up to shortstop for a much needed out.
Scorched ground ball to third, force play at third, and a run scores because that's the second out, and that makes it 10-0. And a run rule victory for South Korea.